Advertisement. EDF, the French energy giant, reports its worst-ever performance. Published 10 minutes ago. Share. EDF's debt has exploded as a result of its business being negatively impacted by a price cap and repairs to numerous power plants. Source of image: Guillaume SOUVANT, AFP. Caption for the picture: as a result of a price cap and repairs to numerous power plants, EDF's debt has exploded. By Paul Kirby and Hugh Schofield. In Paris, although energy prices may have risen to previously unheard-of heights, 2022 was a miserable year for France's state-controlled power company EDF, which posted annual losses of a record £17.9 billion, £16 billion. The forced shutdown of many of EDF's nuclear power stations for maintenance and a price cap on energy for French consumers both had a significant negative impact on company profits. The losses are the worst in more than 20 years and rank third in the history of French corporations, to a staggering €640.5 billion. EDF owes debts. The losses stand in stark contrast to EDF's UK-based business, which generated an underlying profit of £1.12 billion by supplying electricity and gas to 5 million households. In response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine, President Emmanuel Macron's administration in France imposed a tariff shield for consumers, capping energy companies' price increases at 4% in 2022 and 15% in 2023. Keeping inflation lower than in other European nations. However, it meant that EDF had to sell electricity at a loss to French consumers while UK consumers paid significantly more for their energy. In France, EDF controls about 80% of the electricity market, since Vivendi Universal and France Telecom both reported losses of more than $20 billion for the previous year in 2002. The French industry has not experienced such dismal results. EDF has never before disclosed such significant losses. According to Chief Executive Luc Remont, the 2022 results were significantly impacted by the decline in our electricity output and also by exceptional regulatory measures introduced in France in difficult market conditions. Remont added that EDF's current top priority was to get the company back on track. He predicted that in 2023, core earnings would increase significantly, as more than half of EDF's 56 aging nuclear power stations went offline for repairs that were delayed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The company's nuclear output in France decreased by 30% to its lowest level since 1988. The largest fleet of nuclear power plants in Europe is found in France. Due to the outages, France became an electricity importer for the first time in decades. The obligation EDF has to sell a quarter of its production to rivals at a fixed price is just one of many factors contributing to the company's financial difficulties. The EU, which was concerned about EDF, with its enormous nuclear capacity, becoming a monopoly provider, came up with the regulated access to historic nuclear electricity system in 2010. It allowed the French electricity market to become more competitive, but EDF claims it forced the company into the absurd position of subsidizing its rivals. According to one former CEO, things started to seem surreal in 2022. EDF was forced to purchase electricity at a cost of €100 per unit and sell it to rivals for €46 due to the rising price of electricity on the European market, EDF's own generating capacity being affected by technical issues, and the government extending the low price guarantee to customers. Furthermore, a lot of these rivals are merely market traders rather than actual players, according to EDF, asserting that the EU and Germany rigged the system against France's interests. 3 former CEOs called the system a poison pill and called for its reform. The French government already owns 84% of EDF, but a process to fully nationalize the business has already started. There could be significant changes, not least for Iran. According to plans for 6 new reactors, President Macron has mentioned a renaissance in the nuclear industry that will help France achieve carbon neutrality by 2050, in line with EU objectives.